You ready?
I am.
You ready?
I'm ready to go. On this week's episode, this YouTube episode that you found yourself stumbling upon, we drink a very, very well done Equilibrium stout. It's a coffee stout made by Equilibrium. They went to that fancy ass coffee place, got some fancy
Artesian.
coffee beans. Yeah. Then we go down a rabbit hole of should you get a squat? Should you invest in a squat teacher if you're just starting out in the gym? I think you should. What's your mindset going into a leg day? And then we go down our normal rabbit hole talking about the bringing back of woolly mammoths.
You decide if they need to come back or not.
Yeah, type in the comment section. Would you like to see the woolly mammoth?
Cheers, guys.
Enjoy.
Stay groovy.
Stay groovy. Damn, I haven't said that in like weeks. We have one of the top people out there making stouts, Equilibrium Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
They put out legit ass stouts.
And we've had something from them before.
The s'mores one.
Yeah.
And what'd you think about that one? You remember?
Yeah.
It being really damn good.
Yeah.
Nice and thick. Yeah. So this is a coffee stout by them.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a little bit of reading here. How do you pronounce the name on that? It's R-H-O. Is that Row?
Row?
I mean, that seems like it would be it.
That's the way I would pronounce it.
How us nerds would, or non-nerds
Non-nerds,
say it.
us.
So this is a nerd company.
Okay.
In science, the symbol most often used for density is P. The lowercase Greek letter is RHO, Rho. So that's what they named the beer. We use the brand name. Man, this gets a little weird. We used a brand new grain bill to create a stout with a dense mouthfeel and a dialed back bitterness. So yeah, I mean, it's got coffee in it. They didn't want it getting wild on the bitterness. To help elevate the into coffee stout, man, I can't read right now. To help elevate this into a coffee stout, we worked closely with Mike and the experts at Mostra Coffee. Mostra Coffee is an artisan micro-roasting company that sources, roasts, brews, and serves only high-grade specialty coffee. They were recently named top 3 finalists in the roaster in the year 2019. So these guys are top-notch. They know what they're doing. Pours jet black. So this is where we start getting into a little bit of the flavor for you. With a saturated caramel colored head, which it does. Integrated and well-balanced beer. Its aroma is dark chocolate, caramel apple, cinnamon, clove, fresh coffee, dried fruit, and leather, which is always hilarious to me. The taste is milky dark chocolate, dried cherries, hints of vanilla, and a lingering coffee backbone with a light bitterness.
All that sounded phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I can smell the cinnamon.
Uh-huh.
A little fruitiness.
Okay. So these nerds are MIT grads. Remember, I won't go through it in depth because we went through it last time. But if I remember right off the top of my head, they were doing something to where they had to break down water for poor countries. Like if there was shit in the water, like poisons, they could figure out how to take it out and purify the water. They were beer nerds. And so they were like, well, why don't we just make attempts at beer? And so they ended up creating like shit like this.
Right.
This is MIT grads, nerds, full-blown scientists.
Nerds.
Making these beers. So they're a little above and beyond where the typical stout and beer is. Lee, I feel like I just went through a reading class. I figured out why I couldn't read so good. It was because the massive amount of caffeine. So what are you getting? You getting all that? I smell coffee. Look at it sticking to your glass.
Yeah, it's thick like motor oil.
Yeah, which I love. Like now when I have a stout that's not thick like an Equilibrium stout.
If it's water, it's garbage. You know that.
Yeah. That is very creamy.
This is a pretty goddamn good one.
If you like stouts,
Yes.
you're going to like this.
Yes.
If you like coffee, you're going to like this. And if you like coffee stouts,
You're
for
gonna love
sure, yeah, you're going to love this. That's damn good.
it. It got just enough bitterness to it.
Yeah, I like what they said when I was reading it, that they figured out how to like tone down
Yeah.
that bitterness. So I guess they talked with the coffee, the roasters or whatever they are, and had them figure out how to pull some of that bitterness out of the bean.
Because it is a milk stout, right?
Yeah. Well,
It said creamy.
It's creamy, yeah.
like a milk stout.
Yeah.
I think that creaminess works well with the bitterness. They
Yeah, if
kinda
you really want to
cancel each
nerd
other
out
out.
on this beer, you really could. Like if you're a
Yeah.
beer nerd,
yeah.
or if you know if you've had enough
if you
beer,
know more about beer than us, you will enjoy this.
Well, I mean, even somebody like us, like, that drinks more than just Coors Light,
Yeah.
you can sit there and really think about it, like, and pull out, this is creamy. Yeah, they figured out how to pull the bitterness out of it. You start to really see all that. Like,
Yeah.
most of the time when they say that, like, about wine,
yeah.
I'm like, huh? I don't taste any of that. Like, it just get me drunk. You can actually taste what they're talking
Yeah.
about, which is cool. Let's get into a lifting topic right out of the gate.
Right out the
I was
gate.
thinking about this, being a former gym owner.
Coming swinging.
Yeah, we are. Being a former gym owner
Mm-hmm.
and thinking, like, if I were to ever do that again, what would I do to fix one issue I see at the gym?
Former technique.
Form, yes. The squat, the back squat. I think if you're just starting to work out, or any level for that matter, but especially just starting out, I think you should invest in a squat coach. I think if you're doing yourself any like good to benefit your future in the gym, keep yourself away hopefully from injury, or just, like having somebody teach you how to squat properly. Because man, I will watch people squat at Alpha and it's like, whoa, it scares me. Like, I turn away because I'm like, dude, you're either about to crash, get hurt, or in the future you might have some issues. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what if a gym kind of offered like an on-ramp, like an Alpha Land, or like had just like a very basic, like just overhaul or overlook on you? Like, hey man, like work on your mobility. Like, they're not going to, I don't know. I think you should get a squat coach. It's a good investment in yourself if you're going to start working out. Like, if you're really going to get into fitness, invest in a squat coach.
Do they have squat coaches?
Just a coach in general. But
Oh,
I
you're
mean,
talking
have
about
somebody
getting a
teach
trainer.
you. Yeah,
Okay.
invest in a trainer that can teach you how to squat properly, where to place the barbell on your back, where to stand,
But I mean,
the shoes. I mean, these are simple things, but these people are not like, they're not getting on YouTube and watching videos before they come in. Somebody like you and I, like if I'm going to do something, say I have to power clean tomorrow. I haven't power cleaned in a while. Maybe I'm going to brush up by getting on YouTube and like seeing like, okay, first pull, second pull, getting to the extension, the receiving position. Like, I'm going to look into those things. But some of these people are walking in these gyms, and I don't even say some, a lot of them are. And I'm like, dude, if you just invested in yourself, you're already investing in yourself by going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Good on you. But if you really wanted to properly invest in yourself, maybe get a trainer for the first couple times you work out. It seems pretty logical to me.
A reputable trainer. Though.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
let's get away that, there's people that don't train well.
Yeah.
But find somebody that can teach you how to squat, because I think if you can squat, more than likely, if you have a good squat, everything else is good. Like, if you can figure out how you are in a squat, curls and all that other shit probably going to come pretty easy to you.
Well, you have to squat to put on size.
Yeah.
So if you're not squatting, that's your first fuck up. But I mean, there's a big difference between a high bar squat, a low bar squat.
I mean, just the fundamentals. Like, just teaching you, like, where to put your feet. Dude, I'm seeing some wild-ass squats. Like,
maybe that's comfortable for people.
no, it does not look comfortable. They got the sumo squat as a beginner because they don't know where to put their feet, and then they've got the wrong shoes on. You can see the shoe, like, literally more like a water bed underneath their feet. and you're like, oh man, you're 1 second away
So
from
second
possible
thing today, kids, out of
paralyzation.
this video, if you squatting in running shoes, take those running shoes off. You're better off squatting barefooted or with some type of flat.
With these.
Yeah. Chucks, Vans, Jordans.
Yeah, anything
flat.
other than a
no
running shoe.
shoes. Don't squat in running shoes.
Yeah, but I thought about that.
Also, you gotta break parallel. If you're
you
not
can.
breaking parallel,
If you can.
so some people need to work on mobility then.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Get you somebody, like, invest in a coach. This doesn't have to be some in-depth thing. I don't mean like a 10-week thing, but get somebody that can look at your squat, because everybody's squat is different.
Yeah.
You can watch all the YouTube channel videos that you want, know what you're
Squat
supposed
University.
to do.
Squat University.
But as soon as you attempt them,
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of coach yourself, like see where your hips are traveling, where your legs are, where your toes are pointing and everything. Just somebody that knows a good mechanic.
That gotta be why so many people film themselves at the gym.
I do. I did today.
That way they could check their technique.
I know you're joking about it and I get that joke. That's hilarious. But honestly, I filmed myself today, like every squat, because some movement's been happening lately, and I'm like, fuck. When first off, where in the squat is this happening? So I know maybe what to build upon and what to look at. But yeah.
But no shit. Some people do film themselves.
Oh yeah.
For their own breakdown of their technique, or to send to their coach because their coach is out of state.
Which you should do that.
And which is perfectly fine.
Imagine this. Imagine you're new to squatting and you go in there, fucking nothing. You watch a YouTube video, it helps. But then imagine if you have somebody that's in the gym, like even you and I can walk up and be like, hey, just a few quick fixes like foot placement, direction of the feet. These are simple things. When to move your hips back, or, where the knees travel. And you can literally negate like a year of learning. Like your learning curve is just like completely different than if you were to just free range this thing. So I was thinking about that the other day.
So what it sounds like is just DM Chris, because he's open.
I'm open to
for squat coaching. All you have to do is reach out to him.
Free of charge.
Reach out to him. Film yourself.
Yeah.
Send it to him.
Preferably with clothes on.
With or without?
With them on. This is serious.
With clothes on.
We're really learning how to squat here.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't want to see no teabagging.
I should be able to put this on YouTube.
Oh, no meat clam hanging out there. Just go ahead.
What video is this? So speaking of squatting and stuff like this, you and I have talked about this stuff, and you and I differ drastically on it. What's your mindset going into a gnarly ass leg day? Like, when is your leg day?
Lately, I've been on Tuesdays.
On a normal time when you're kind of getting into some triathlon stuff, but say your normal leg days, like you and I used to do back in the day together. I would pull up. I see you sitting in your truck on your phone a little bit, probably catching up since you've been at work all day on just whatever it is. But what's your mental thought process going into what you probably know is going to be a pretty like miserable leg day? Like, do you sound the war drums?
Nah,
like, are you in the car, like out there punching the steering wheel and like playing loud music about like rap stuff, just drugs and
I'm just
hoes?
Just blast and mumble rap my whole way over there, pumping myself up.
Yeah.
But I never needed
the Kenny G of rap.
I've never needed hype and all that bullshit for me to get a good workout in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Once again, I mean,
what's your mindset going into, say, a normal leg day? Like, where are you thinking about? Like, shit, this portion is gonna kind of suck.
Well,
like,
I pretty much know what to expect, because I do the same shit every week.
Yeah.
So I know.
Do you set up like a playlist? Like, I know you always kind of have on 80s, 90s rock, some Rod Stewart.
it's funny because it depends. I mean, sometimes I'm blasting some Slipknot, and
Yeah.
other times I'm chilling to some Maroon 5 or to some 80s. I mean, it
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, so that you go in some days with different moods, which
Yeah.
changes the way you approach that day. So if you've had like a long day at work or you're
I could
worn out,
still
maybe put on something a little bit more.
I still get a great workout no matter what I'm listening to. The music
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
affect
But where's your
my
mind at when
mental.
you
I
go
mean,
in
it's
there? Like, are you very
I'm not mad at the world.
Yeah. But
You
I
know?
mean, like, are you very like scientific about it? Like, okay, I need to get this done, this done, this
So
done, this
yes,
done.
I have my routine already in my head, and what fucks me up the worst is when I walk in there and they got somebody's already using the machines that
Yeah.
I like to start on a certain machine, then move to the next machine.
Well, let's get into that. So, say it's your leg day. And like say the first two machines that you would like to start out with are being used. What do you do at that point?
I'm usually cussing to myself and wondering why the fuck is this motherfucker on this machine?
Why would anybody be using this machine?
They don't know it's Tuesday and Bud coming here to do legs. That's the first thought goes through my head. But I mean, they got so much shit to do in a gym. You just even though you don't like it, even though I don't like not using the machines that I have already scoped out in my brain, there's enough machines still hitting that muscle that I go pick something else.
Yeah.
Because it's a public gym. It's not your personal shit.
Correct.
People need to understand that too.
So I go into a leg day like playing the war drums. Like Saturday morning, wake up, because I wait to do leg day. Because to me, that's the worst workout, period. I don't care. I can push my shoulders, my chest, arms, to being very uncomfortable. But like for instance, today, this is a good fucking story.
I ain't ever threw up doing arms, is all I'm saying.
Exactly. So, and I've had some pretty miserable arm days with you. You've pushed me sometimes where I was like, I am having problems holding the steering wheel. And I've never wanted to throw up.
Right.
So this morning, I get up, eat something light, because you eat something massive, it's going to come up. But I go through a kind of a mobility routine in the morning, just getting the hips moving and stuff like that. And because we're getting older, need to get the wheels greased a little bit. But for instance, one thing that I like putting on randomly is that, which we've talked about this before, I'll put on like that Michael Jordan doc that's on Netflix. Just the way he views everything, and it just kind of gets me mentally into like the job's got to get done. This needs to be done today, and I need to do it with excellence. Even though the grand scheme of things is really not that big of a deal. It's fucking leg day. But I approach it like this is important to me.
Right.
So I do that, and then, man, I'll drive into whatever. Like I kind of have, I was listening to news radio this morning on the way in. But I start walking into that gym, and there's either metal or some sort of like rock, hell, gangster rap from like the 90s or something's playing. Mentally just like, getting, I don't know. Like, I don't always, like you said, I'm not trying to fight demons and shit all the time. But I go in kind of like in a, like, oh, let's fucking go. Yeah. But it's a funny story. On topic, but a little off topic. It was a bad leg day today. Like, bad in the sense of, like, I haven't felt that pukey in a long while. Like, I've upped, since the new year, I've upped what I'm doing. And a lot of single leg movements, which really, to me, drain the hell out. Like, they push you to a different.
Oh, you're doing some bodybuilding stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I stopped doing a lot of the leg bodybuilding movements because the squats were just getting so heavy that after I was done with the squats,
you attacked.
I was like, could barely walk, like, oh shit. But I started noticing in my squat, my knee wanting to cave in on my left side, and like, like my hips shifting over, and shit's not firing right. So I'm like, I need to get back into some basic single leg movements.
Right.
So incorporating bodybuilding with powerlifting, to me, whatever we talked about, that power building or whatever, is incredible. Like, I think everybody should use that tool. So single leg extensions I was doing, lots of them.
Lunges.
I didn't do any lunges, but yes, that's usually, I ran out of time today because we were going to be doing this. But then I get on that leg press, that weird one that Alpha has, though. Not the leg press that's like a normal one, but it's got that where you can put your foot on that little weird platform underneath it. It's shaped real funny. You used to use it at Alpha, at the old location. It's shaped real weird.
What,
yeah, it's shaped
the platform,
like that.
The platform.
No, it doesn't
pivots?
move or anything. But we'll spend 10 minutes trying to figure this out. But I get on there and I do single leg squats with it, and then I'll get on that hack squat, just trying to move my feet around and hit some of the spots that maybe my squat position doesn't hit.
Right.
And today I'm like, I feel fine. I'm like, I'm winded, I'm tired. And I start walking out of the gym 2 location, walk outside, it's feeling good. And I walk back into gym 1 and the heat hits me and I'm like, oh God. I always use the restroom because I live pretty far from the gym. And I walk into that restroom, and that restroom is big. Like Alpha's restroom is pretty big. Somebody just completely disrespected that restroom in a very, very disrespectful way. I mean, to a point where I had to pull my shirt up over my face. It was bad. And so I'm already pukey, and then I smelled that. That was the most miserable pee I've ever had in my entire life. But yeah, I almost threw up today.
Well, they probably just finished having some of that Alpha Eats, and they had
Dude,
to
whatever it was that they were doing, they need to reevaluate that.
Yeah.
Probably pick a different method. But yeah, as far as going in on leg days,
that pre-workout hit, bro.
I usually go in there like it's a big game.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just who I am. But yeah, sometimes like you said, music. Sometimes I'll put on some like chill ass music.
But I mean, I'm not
'cause
also.
you're just gonna suffer.
But I'm not doing heavy back squats. I mean, I can't tell you
that's
the
the part
last
that
time.
I monster up for.
Yeah,
it's not the like
Yeah.
the accessory or the bodybuilding portion. It's the getting myself mentally ready
I
to
don't
be
know.
under a bent barbell.
Doing sets of 20 on a hack squat.
Completely understand.
Ain't no joke.
Yeah,
But like you said, I mean, dude, whenever
it
you're
doesn't
doing
feel
those
like
heavy,
life or death.
Yeah.
Like when you're staring at a barbell bending on a squat rack,
Yeah.
and you know that you're gonna get underneath it. It's intimidating. So if you're not in the right mental, field for this, you're gonna crash.
Yeah.
Like if you're underneath, oh man, I hope I can get this set of 4. Really hope. Yeah, you're probably not gonna get it.
You're done.
So I mentally am pumping myself
Yeah.
up like it's a big fight. No, it's not a big fight, and it's not life or death. But I want to be mentally ready, prepared for being under heavyweight, as you should. If you're under heavyweight or you're pulling heavyweight, you should be mentally there.
Yeah.
Not thinking about other shit, because I mean,
your training is. I mean, when you doing the powerlifting and like
when I'm squatting 700 pounds, I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah, your workouts are totally different than mine, because I mean.
But
I got the ginger doing them with me. I mean, it can't be that fucking hard. You know what I'm saying?
No, but yeah, I think you were right, and I didn't think about it. It's the heavy squatting portion before I start the other leg stuff that I'm mentally getting myself psyched up for. I didn't think about that when you said that. I was like, oh well, shit, that's why I'm getting myself so.
Because me doing
up.
shoulders and triceps, I mean, I'm not beating the wall drums on that one. You know what I'm saying?
You know how fun, dude. I think this would get a lot of views on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Could you imagine like getting a set of like old school war drums and walking up? Because Alpha's walk to the gym is like feels like a mile, and you're just rattling off this war drum chant
It's at least a quarter of a
all the
mile.
way up to the gym.
It's at least a quarter of a mile.
As you're walking through the gym, just have these war drums banging all the way to
Yeah.
the squat rack. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
I would respect whoever did that. That's an idea for any of you TikTokers out there. That's a good idea.
They'll do it. Sponsor?
Yeah, we can do that while you're opening that up. That one dude, was it the Korean Hulk or whatever, works out at Alpha, and he did that wrestler thing where he pretended he was a wrestler and like got all pumped and went running through Alpha. That was funny. I had to give it to him.
All right.
I don't think I've had this.
I don't think you have either. I know I haven't. Today's sponsor brought to you by Pringles. Now,
back to the true sponsor.
Yes,
last week's sponsor
the big two.
sucked.
So these are only available when they mail them to you or at Walmart, because it says on here.
For us, we don't
only
have to go to Walmart. Yeah.
They mail this shit to us.
Yeah.
But this is a Philly cheesesteak.
I'm
not even gonna ask.
I'm very excited about.
I
this
know
one.
I ain't never had these Philly cheesesteaks. So
I'm actually pretty excited about this. What color did they pepper the chip with? They use that spray paint technique.
they look like regular.
You can taste the peppers, like the bell peppers.
Yeah, I'm about to say the onion and.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So go to Walmart, since you're not sponsored like us, and get you a tube of these delicious Philly cheesesteak Pringles. Brought to you by Pringles.
Yeah, y'all fuckers that don't have a sponsor like us. Give me these things.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. All right. So our buddy Julian, he brought us to the next topic. Now, this was already something we were going to talk about.
Was it?
Yes, I already had it down because it's one of my
Okay.
rabbit hole conspiracy type things or something off the wall that
Okay.
I feel like we need to talk about because it's funny.
Okay.
But he did tag us in his story bringing up this topic, and I told him, I was like, dude, that is literally in my notes. The woolly mammoth. Have you seen what's going on with the woolly mammoth?
So I saw when he tagged.
Oh, you did see the tag?
Yeah.
So I had already heard about it.
Or maybe you reposted. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Taking woolly mammoth DNA and impregnating a elephant.
An Indian elephant. It's a particular elephant. I
Okay,
believe it's an Indian elephant.
Let's just say elephant because
Yeah.
we're not sure.
No, we know. We're in the know on this topic, dude.
Impregnate an Indian elephant
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna birth a woolly mammoth
Correct.
so they could put it back to where they used to roam
Yeah,
at.
I believe it's Siberia.
I
In
mean,
that area, that cold area up there.
why they not bringing back the saber-toothed fucking tiger yet?
So
That's
think
all I
that's,
wanna know.
I want to say that's like fourth on the list. So the list, if I'm right, is the woolly mammoth first. I think they're looking at trying to figure out how to get it back up to where like Siberia and all that is, to eat some of the foliage up there that helps with global warming or something with the ecosystem there needs something like a bison or a woolly mammoth, for instance, to eat something for some scientific reason they believe is better for that ecosystem in that area. Second, I want to say is how do you say it? It's the Tanzania or something like that.
Tanzania's?
Yeah, that's that half dog, half leopard. It's the dog with stripes in Australia. Remember that went extinct? They've got some video of it. It's like a dog, but the back end of it's like a tiger. It's tiger striped on the back end.
They gonna try to bring that back?
So they actually, I believe, have DNA of that because it's not been extinct for a million
long?
years or some shit
Okay.
like that. They want that one back. Now, this is off the top of my head, but I believe the reason is the amount of small, like hunter animals, like animals that are, meat eating and will hunt. The amount of small ones is way too high for the ecosystem in Australia.
Okay, so they want something to eat them.
Exactly. They want a bigger predator, not without bringing in a Jurassic Park, Velociraptor or some shit like that. Bringing something that ecosystem is already ready for. Because apparently what happens is some of these animals, there's too many of them, and they start getting sick. And so that whole entire,
Disease and everything else.
diseased, ridden, and everything like that.
Or they all become extinct because they
Yeah, because
something wipes them out.
we've wiped out the thing that killed them, and
Right.
now all of a sudden everything's all off.
We fuck up so much shit.
Yeah, if we could just stop killing shit in a
come
we're both pro hunting. That's not what I mean. But if we could just like,
Some
hey,
shit needs to die.
hey,
though.
bro, like this, if you kill this, some shit, like it's gonna fuck a lot of shit up. If you kill this,
Right.
maybe you back off on that. Seems like common sense. And the third I want to say was like the dodo bird. I think that was a line. I think that was the third one. And then the fourth was possibly the saber-toothed tiger.
So
I don't want to come face to face with a saber-toothed tiger. But if I know that saber-toothed tigers are out there, that's pretty badass. But like I said,
but there's a reason that shit goes extinct.
yeah, well, for those that might have been a meteor. So not necessarily the evolution of animals, but more of a.
We've been doing without them for how long?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that timeline long enough.
I mean,
But if you can, I'm all for, dude, Jurassic Park this motherfucking planet up. Let's bring it back. Put them in the parks. It's not going to happen like in the movies where all of a sudden the fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex just comes blasting out of the. That's for theater,
cool,
though. But you get it as like
cool.
It would be. But we figured out how to put a killer whale in a goddamn tank and have somebody literally like swimming with them without being eaten every show.
Yeah, but they fucking die though.
Oh no, those things last for like 30 years in those little watering holes.
Like half of their lifespan. Because
Yeah.
they can't be.
Man, they want to be free. They get
Yeah.
that big tall fin.
Fuck, they made a movie.
Yeah,
Free
Willy.
Willy, and their fucking fins do like that.
That
as
is
long as-
weird.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into that in a long time. I don't know if they figured that out yet. But as I know, I don't think they know why that happens.
Because they fucking in a cage that, you know.
Yeah.
Free animals in the cage. But anyway. Oh,
Jurassic Park this bitch up. If I could see any dinosaur, pick one. I don't care. It doesn't even have to be what we think are the cool ones.
a crocodile.
Oh, like a giant crocodile, like one of them big ones.
Or
I don't care any of them. Pick
a fucking crocodile.
Okay.
Man, that's the closest
No,
thing
I
to
want
it.
no. I'm talking about a legit dinosaur.
They like from the dinosaur age.
I want to see it, and I would pay to see it. These woolly mammoths, as soon as they start bringing these bad boys online, I'm gonna be the first dude trying to see these fuckers.
Yeah.
To say you've seen a woolly mammoth, that's incredible. Then they set up like a ride system where you can ride them. They're kind of tame. They got all that hair. You ain't falling off. If you do, you just grip hold of the hair. They're like fucking.
On the way down, grab some hair.
I feel like you're pretty safe on that. This is a docile creature. I know. I've seen them before. I know what I'm talking about.
They got them tusks to kill shit with.
No, those are just to make sure you stay back a little bit for your safety. They don't want to trample you. They're pretty docile creatures. Yeah, that would be really cool though to see a.
But I
woolly
mean,
mammoth.
over there in Yellowstone,
Mm-hmm.
they reintroduced them
The
big ass wolves back
Yeah.
because shit was getting so fucked up over there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, the elk, they would show the elk just fucking standing around because they got nothing hunting them in that
that and
Yellowstone
the
area.
moose, yeah, and they
Yeah.
didn't have no. And
No. So put the wolves back.
yeah,
in
they
there.
put the wolves back in because of the elk and moose didn't have any natural predators, and they were competing for food from the bison, and they want to get the bison herd up even
Mhm.
more.
They're looking to, I think, spread more bison around the plains, which is kind of cool. The reason why those went extinct is that's man-made
The
issue
fucking
right
white
there.
man, yeah.
Yeah,
They killed all them so the Indians didn't have no food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely that's one of the top theories. Not necessarily a theory,
No, it's
but one of the top reasons
Yeah.
why a lot of them were killed.
I mean, it's wrote in history books about that
Yeah,
one.
exactly. That's wild though. So yeah, it'd be cool to see like bison out on plains.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see. Don't get out of the car and take pictures with bison, you fucking idiots. I love those videos though. Keep doing it because I love watching it. I love getting on Instagram or YouTube or whatever form of social media plays a short video and watching human beings fly through the air like they were meant to. Idiots. Have you seen them? They got
That
their
and
kids
moose.
out there.
That
They
and
got their
moose.
kids out there with them taking pictures. And next thing you know, that bison just like nonchalantly hits the human being with his head and they fly up into a tree.
Yeah.
Good.
That big old knot on their neck, that's all muscle from them.
Could you imagine
Doing
hunting
like
those
that.
with spears? Like
No.
imagine them dudes that were hunting the woolly mammoths with spears. Like that's a big son of a bitch. And you're out there like damn near naked, like you got like a little leather flap over you.
But
And you got no shoes on, and you're out there with spears trying to take down this giant creature.
I'm wondering
It's
how
just
many
unreal.
woolly mammoths were taken down by humans.
Imagine this. Imagine you
I
killed.
doubt they're killing.
Imagine you're like the king or the head leader of your tribe, and they bring down a woolly mammoth, and you're like, I want the fur off that woolly mammoth. And no, I don't want just a little bit of the fur, like a little fur coat. I want the whole I want y'all to fashion it to where I'm literally like putting my little ass arms in its legs, and you just like a wedding dress walking around with this big woolly
You
mammoth.
could probably make a coat
jacket
out
on.
of their ball sack.
Yeah, but imagine the whole entire woolly mammoth
And
fur.
that
and it's
whole
just
tribe
dragging
couldn't
everywhere.
hold it up.
That
The whole tribe
your,
can't
your
hold it.
coat is literally like 400 pounds of just fur.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I would feel like a real badass with that on.
I'm sure you would.
I don't really have much else other than that. Let's
well.
reintroduce ourselves to this beer real quick. How's the flavor changed at all since it's been sitting? The smell definitely has changed. I smell more
I
of the
think
coffee
it got
now.
more sweet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting how stouts
Yeah.
do that. Especially these type of stouts, these thicker ones, if you let them warm up, we were talking before, I think what I was told, like 50, 60 degrees, getting them to that temperature, a lot of the flavor starts to come out. Like you get all that list that I read out. Reason why you can't taste it is because it's still like cold. You got it at, in the 30s, 40 degrees.
Right.
You let that warm up and all that flavor starts to open up. I guess that's why you let the wine breathe. So we're just letting this beer breathe.
It's a damn good stout, though. Damn good stout.
It's not as good as the s'mores one. I really enjoyed that s'mores one. But this is the best coffee stout I've ever had.
Yeah, I'm about to say the s'mores is more desserty.
That's a
than
pastry
this.
stout,
Yes.
which is excellent. I love
Yeah.
a good pastry stout.
Yeah.
And I believe that one may have been barrel aged. I don't remember.
Me neither.
But you know what I found?
Hmm.
You know what the growler has right now? Remember that metal stout that I had? It had that the metal face on it, the like rock and roll face on
Yeah.
it. That one was a recipe from a particular brewery. That brewery decided to re-release that recipe. It's non-barrel aged though. The original one was non-barrel aged. I tried it last night. It's not as good as the barrel aged one, but it was still pretty good.
Still
I got
good.
us a can of that though. So add that to the list. Anything else we need to talk about? What do you? Let's make sure we grade this beer properly. What are you drinking this with? It's just something that you just drink by itself. Like, you're not sitting down and eating something with this shit.
Man, other than Pilsners,
Yeah,
just your run-of-the-mill beers or maybe an IPA,
yeah.
I wouldn't.
Not
Like
doing
you
much
said,
pairing.
you're not
You're not drinking this one with food.
right. I don't want to do this beer any injustice
Correct.
by putting food in my mouth and I can't smell or taste
You
what this
can-
thing tastes like.
Kind of chew on this beer.
Yeah.
It's if you're talking the difference between soup and a stew,
Yeah.
it's more of a stew.
Correct.
It's excellent.
Not a gumbo, a real stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers, guys.